Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video we are going to review Bitcoin price action and why Bitcoin is going up and the altcoins are still or going down. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications, and without anything else, let's go into it. Hey guys, well, I have here a nice and fabulous easy chart to review the Bitcoin price today. I get some lines of support and resistance from previous video, and I add three new areas, and I'm going to explain this. So right now we are at 57. The last days during the last weekend, Bitcoin rally from $40,000 until 57. This was only a couple of days, so from the start of October. And what are we creating right now is amazing, and for me it's very bullish. Right now we are stopped out in this very important red line, and you can move this red line from here to here and have these points of connection here and also here as resistance. But if I extend this red line, you can see how was support here in October of 2020. So this red resistance line was a lot of times support here on the rally, and then after our dump in May was resistance and continued keeps being resistance all over 2021. So this red line is very important, and we are just struggling against that one. On the downside, not too much confident, but I mark this red zone of support with 2 points, 3, maybe 4 here. And this could be creating a channel here that the price action could be hitting. And right now we are in the top of the band with this very important 1 year line of support and resistance. So breaking this line of resistance, it will be fireworks for me. But against that, above that line of resistance, we have this rectangle, which also is resistant from the last all-time highs. We have resistance here, all this section is resistance and more resistance here. So first time we hit this all-time high, we retrace, we couldn't surpass to match that. Look how the next candle day closes below again, inside that range. We held the resistance all the way here. We created the last all-time high at 65 almost. And then we broke down, resistance again, and the rest is history. We know this little bear market we have here. So now we are against two lines of resistance. So this is very difficult. Let's see tomorrow when you see this video what are the price action right now. But if we go above these all lines of resistance and this rectangle, should be above around $60,000. So also a historical round number, which is a psychological resistance. So in order to surpass all this, we need to make $3,000 to the upside to surpass all these very big resistance areas. So one scenario that I see possible is that we cannot do that right now in the immediate short term. So maybe from here we could go down here at the $52,000, which is resistance here, support and support here, and was this previous high that we have, the local high that we have here at 52 before this downtrend. So the 52 could be support now, and that is great. If we hang out here on the 52, above the 52, it would be great, because we will test again and see if we can break it maybe in November or the end of the October. If we break right now, we need to hold $60,000 support, and if we surpass that, of course, new all-time highs. If not, we need to be above 52. That will be great for having support. Or we can go lower and test this red band, which is at 46 right now. If we break that down, then the next move, it will be $40,000 here, and we know the history, 40 and then 30. But I think 52 could be a very nice support right now, or 46, but let's hope that 52 gets support, and from here we create some consolidation and then we test it again and break this resistance line again. Of course, if the time pass out, this line of resistance, it will go higher in price and the rectangle, it will be in the same position. Before we continue with the video, remember that I am doing an amazing giveaway. I will be giving half of a Bitcoin to one winner and 5 Ethereum to 5 different winners. If you want to participate, it's super easy, just a couple of clicks. Follow the link in the description. But remember that you need to be subscribed to the channel with the bell on to be considered. Stochastic RSI crossed it again above here, so we could continue going above this trend, but it's overextended. The RSI is entering into overextended territory, so maybe we need to some consolidation or maybe going down, but it's not completely overextended, so it's entering about the 70, which is for technical analysis definition and overbought conditions. So we need to keep an eye on this, but right now we are kind of overextended, but could continue the move in the upside. One important thing to look now is the volume. We need to consider volume right now in order to see this breakout, because if not, probably it will not happen. So the rest of the indicators like the exponential rebound are bullish, and many of other indicators on the Bitcoin chart are going to be bullish right now. The MACD bands and the MACD are bullish also, so we could continue going up. No signs of retracement here on the MACD. But what happened that Bitcoin goes up parabolic but the altcoins didn't follow? Why that happened? Well, this is related what I showed before with the Bitcoin dominance. This is related for the Bitcoin dominance. In a previous video I explained this about the Bitcoin dominance on the different bull runs. We didn't have altcoins almost in 2017, before 2017, and you can see here the dominance of Bitcoin was 96% of the market. Then we have this rally, this green rally is for the altcoins, but before having the rally altcoins, we went from Bitcoin from 50% to 71%. So before the altcoins rally, we have a Bitcoin rally. That happened here, and that happened also here, from 57 to 72. So before any altcoin rally, we have a Bitcoin rally. And like I mentioned in the previous video that I did from the Bitcoin dominance, we have a double bottom formation here, and you can see how the Bitcoin dominance started slowly here to go to the upside. And I mentioned we could have a pattern here that the Bitcoin dominance could start increasing, because I don't see a altcoin rally from below 50 right now. So I think at least we are going to go with the Bitcoin dominance to 50, or a most secure place for this, it will be here 59, inside this Fibonacci extension, the golden pocket. Any of these levels, from here we then could have something similar to this in a bull run, a altcoin season from 60 to again 30 or 40. That will be healthy. But from these levels, I don't think we could see a dominance of Bitcoin, even with an altcoin rally, to 10 or 20. I don't think that's possible. I think still in this bull run, Bitcoin will be the king. So in order to that happen, the dominance needs to go back to Bitcoin. And I think that is what's happening on the last days. The Bitcoin dominance is increasing slowly here. So more money is entering into Bitcoin and going out from the altcoins. And that is always a preparation for an altcoin season at some point. And the previous bull run happened the same. The altcoins exploded after Bitcoin hit the peak of $19,000. So I am expecting that happens. So for me right now, a little of bleed in the altcoins and more consolidation and price action in Bitcoin, I think that is a very good sign for a next bull run phase. Well guys, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this quick technical analysis on Bitcoin, and while for me the altcoins bleeding a little bit against Bitcoin is a good sign that maybe we will have that bull run to $100,000 for Bitcoin. Before we leave, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!